Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bertha with Stumpy's Acres. Just wanted to let you know what we were doing today. I am harvesting my elephant garlic, and I'll show you what that looks like. Once you pull it up, when you get the cloves and you plant them, then they turn into something like that, and there is one of a clove there. So this one will be good for replanting for next year after I divide up the cloves. Now elephant garlic is a little bit milder than regular garlic, so it's really good to make garlic powder out of. And also, garlic doesn't really produce a seed head. They produce what's called combs. And a comb looks like this. It's round and it's flat on one side and round and pointy on the other. Trying to not have them fall and that you can see them, but they'll produce combs, and you can replant those to grow the start of the bulb. Now, elephant garlic grows in two stages. It goes from the combs, and then it'll produce a round bulb that you replant for the next year, which then will produce cloves. So I'm going to harvest this one bucket right here. As you can see, this one I put some cornmeal in because there are fire ants in there. I got bit a couple times. I'm like, oh, that hurts. So we're going to harvest this one here, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. I'll try to stand off to the side so you can see. And then I'll show you how big the puppies are getting. So I'm going to use a potato hoe or a potato harvester to help loosen the soil to pull them out so we don't damage the bulbs. I'm going to start here in the middle. Work around. There's one. And see, it's got the combs on it. These here are little combs. We'll pull them off, and I'll set them aside. And sometimes they'll produce a comb under the skin too. You can take those out. Those got to get washed anyways. Here are the puppy dogs. They're voicing their opinion. You've got Queenie, then Beauford, and Blue, and then Bertha standing up, and Sassy. But we got these knuckleheads to keep us going. Look how big they are. Beauford and Bertha are going to be 7 months old on June 7th. Queenie's almost a year and a half. And Blue, little Blue, is now 11 weeks old. Next week she'll be 12 weeks old. Next Saturday she'll be 12 weeks old. And Sassy's going on 9. She'll be 9 July 26th. So here's the rowdy bunch. Yes, we hear you, Miss Blue. And Beauford ran off. Bertha's barking at the cat. All right, let's go see what Mr. Mike is doing. All righty. There we go. Mike is raking the hay. He's flipping it over so that way it can dry on the bottom side. It had a good time to dry on the top side. Now he's flipping it over so it can dry on the bottom. You have to make sure hay is good and dry before we bale it because we do round bales. This field that he's raking is about 4 acres. And that'll gave us 10 10 and a half bales last year, and he said it was really thick this time, so hopefully we'll get a few more bales out of it than last year. But it still needs a lot of work. It did come up thicker this year, so cutting it is helping. But I think once we get a manure spreader and get some manure down there, it will really help this field to blossom and become really thick. And we'll go from there. But that's what we're doing this weekend. I hope you all are having a great weekend. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns or would like information about something, don't hesitate to ask. We like to do a bunch of different things between the farming and the gardening. Oh, wait, I can take you to see the mulberry tree. It's coming into season. The mulberries are getting ripe. Hold on, let me take you over there. Okay, so we are in the old pig area, because remember we had gotten rid of our pigs. We found homes for them. There's a big old anthill. And this actually was a garden area. It had blueberry plants in here. It had raspberries and stuff, and it was way overgrown. But now the next goal for this area is to reclaim it for gardening. I think we're going to plant some corn down here and some pumpkins, because the pumpkin is a natural wormer for chickens and cattle. I don't know if you know that, especially the seeds, raw pumpkin seed. This tree right here is a mulberry tree. And if we look up into the branches here, let me zoom in, right there, that is a mulberry. And that one is just about ripe. You want them a little bit darker than that. Let me pick it. And then I will bring it closer to the camera so you can see it better. 1 second. Find one that is, I mean, they're already starting to drop. And these ones aren't even ripe and they're starting to drop. There's one. I need to learn how this one's not quite as ready. Excuse my dirty fingers, because we were just picking the garlic. I didn't get to wash them. But it's not quite ripe, but it picked really easy, which tells me it's because of all the rain that we've had. But these will actually turn almost a purple black, and they are very sweet. They taste like a cross between a raspberry and a grape. So if you like raspberries and you like grapes, you'll like mulberries. And you eat the whole thing, except for the little stem that I'm holding on to here. But I have a question for y'all. I'd like to procreate some of these by doing cuttings. They say any type of tree or anything that grows a stem, you can procreate by doing cuttings. My question is, would you get the new growth and then dip that in the root procreation powder and then put it in water? And would you do that now, or would you do that in the fall after the tree has gone to sleep? Because I've never done it before, but I'd like to learn how. So if any of you know the answer, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Or, because this tree is way too big. I mean, it's huge. It's probably about 40 to 50 feet tall. And so to reach up, you need a ladder to get to a lot of it. I can pick some of these lower stuff, but if I wanted to pick enough to make some jelly or some mulberry pie or something, I can't get to it because the tree is just way too tall. And it's interlaced with vine. This vine here, as thick as it is what's called a creeping Virginia. It's got 5 leaves, so it's not poisonous. Right here. Got 5 leaves, so it's fine. If it's 5, it's fine. 3, leave be. But yeah, the size of these vines are huge. And there's also wild grape mixed in there as well. Those ones aren't ready either. They're too pink. Oh, here's one. Here we go. There's one. so you can see it better. You know, it's like a darker purple, and this one's even darker. Yeah, it's against my dirty fingers. Let me get the camera set here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that's those are what mulberries look like. And they taste like a cross between a grape and a raspberry. Very delicious. And here, hanging down, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if I can get you closer to it. Nope, it's not picking it up. It's picking up the English walnut tree behind it. Is a wild grapevine. Let me see if I can back it up. Right there. Those are wild grapes. Now a lot of people use those for making wine because they're very, very, they're more on the sour side than they are sweet, and they've got big pits in them. Some people make jelly out of them, but yeah. And then back beyond the garden, there is a fence back there. There are 3 trees of pecans, but they're young yet. They haven't produced anything. I haven't seen anything produced on it. But we hope to clear all that. And the goal for this garden area, maybe next year, is to put a high tunnel, which is kind of like a giant greenhouse. So that way we can grow more food all year round. But it's a pretty good area. I mean, if you include where the goats and the pigs were up there across, you're probably looking at about 60, 70 feet wide and at least 120 feet long. But we don't need anything that big for a hoop house. So, but anyways, if there's anything you'd like to see, or if you have questions about the animals, don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. I hope you all are having a great weekend. Thank you for coming along on our journey. And welcome to the jungle here at Stumpy's Acres. And you guys have a great weekend. We love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.